Hello, everyone. I welcome you. It was long time since my last stream because I was sick. So that's very sad. But I did a lot of set championships, six in total, and I got 4 stitches. I think that's a good ratio. Yes, and I have a really cool girlfriend. Cause my girlfriend did a spreadsheet. Um, she made statistics of the whole tournaments, and I think that's quite interesting. Um, Cause yeah, to look on the matchups. You all know I played green purple. I think that's no surprise there. But and here you see the sheet. So I had 6 tournaments, and she was so cute. She asked me about after every tournament how what after each round. She asked me what was the matchup and how did I play it out. And in total, you can say it was really good. So my overall win rate was 75%. I think that's really good. But some players, of course, are a little bit. Some players were, especially in the first round, sometimes were very casual. Sometimes, but even then, it's a good win rate. Hey, Bobby, and the matchups. I looked at them, and they are as expected. Uh, some were better than expected, but some were as I expected. The worst matchup I could imagine is Amethyst Steel, and that showed up here. So 50%. But even that, Crack Croc, thanks for your follow. Even that's fine. So it went really good. I beat three Ember Steels. Bobby, thank you so much, really. I got 4, Bobby. How much did you get? Thank you so much for the sub, really. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Craig Rock. I got 6 tournaments, 4 stitches. That's fine, I think. Oh, nice. So how? But you did not play it that much than me, I think. And yeah, I wanted to say that. Yeah, that's sad. I also top 8 at one and lost in top 8. That's sad sometimes, but how can you? I think to reach top 8 or top 4 is not very a way better result, I think. Erebos, danke dir. Thank you so much, all. Really. Oh my god. Erebos, danke dir. We swept as the coursing river. This song is so cool. Force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire. So I played against a Ruby Amethyst, as expected, and I lost 3 out of 10. One was an intentional draw. You shouldn't count that. Oh, but that's really impressive, Travis Tavern. That's better than me. Oh, okay. That's also good, JDK. 5 out of 6 is really amazing. One tournament was a little bit of sad. You see here, I had to play in first round against Moyen. I think you all know Moyen. It was very close games, but I sadly... Jan, danke dir. Oh my god. Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank. Um, they were both very close games, but I lost sadly. One game was 19-20, and the other game was 17-20 or something. But you can lose against Moyen, you know. Uh, I was not really sad because I think it was a tight game, and yeah. Um, one game I really should win, but they made some gold bouncing shit at the end. I didn't. I was ahead in the race, and then maybe I did some wrong quest decisions, but sometimes it's like that. Yeah, that's true, Bobby. That's true. And in the same tournament, I also had to play against King Louis. I don't know if you know him. He's also a really good player, and I lost very close. So I went only 3-2, and that was not enough to reach top 8 because I was 10th. And in one tournament, I came first in the Swiss, and I was first here in Swiss round, and then I had top 8 against my friend Hendrik, who played Amber Emerald, and I lost 2-1, very close as well, but that's fine. But yeah, the other one I won, two I got second, and the other I got third. So I got 4 stitches. That was a really cool deck. That's interesting because this deck, this Amber Emerald deck, you know, we are really a competitive scene here in my city where I live. That's really tough sometimes to get to top 4 because every one of us, we have one really good Steel Song player, we have one really good Purple Steel player. They are all playing much on Pixelborn and also sometimes top 25, and so it's hard to it's much competition here. And this deck, Amber Emerald, won 2 um, of the 6 set championships I were. Oh, do I have the deck list here? That's a good. Oh, I know where I can show you. It was just the cool thing about this deck was you couldn't. It was just an how can you say it in English? You did not know what comes next turn because it was just everything in one deck. I show you, but in its essence, it was an discard deck, some kindish, unpredictable. Yes. Ja, das stimmt, ja. Das stimmt natürlich. But it was not only discard, it was just more than that. So this is the deck. It was with Prince John and where's Prince John? Lol. There were Prince John in the deck. This is not the correct deck list. They did not. No, this Ursula was not in the deck. This is wrong. This Ursula Prince John. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the problem is you did not know how to play against it. And then you think, oh, you're racing. Then there comes the Lyle and the John Silver, and then yeah, Flynn Rider, and you have forgotten me. Got me 2 times so crazy. Hey, you don't think about this card. You have 2 cards in your hand and think, okay, I think that's fine. And then they just play this, and you're wrecked. You're really wrecked. Especially if they have Prince John, obviously. And first, I was not too much impressed about this deck, but it won 2 set championships. You can't complain too much about. I think maybe it's a deck. It surely is a deck that when people get, if this list becomes popular and the people know what comes, then it gets a little bit worse, of course, because even this Don Carnage was annoying. Um, yeah, and you did not know. Yeah, that was this. He was a really good player. Hendrik too, but he was also a really good player. Um, it came all in the end. It was all about racing then, and Lyle won them 2 games, no? Because the problem is there was these board states. I think you all know that sometimes there are board states where no one of the two can quest, and the boards get bigger and bigger, especially if no one of the two has board wipes, and then the board gets bigger and bigger, and no one quests, because if you quest, the other can trade efficiently and something, and then there were the board states. I thought, okay, now I can quest because next turn I won. And then they played Lyle and trade everything, and 5 of their characters die, and I lose 5 lore. I should think about Lyle, of course. That was my misplay, but yeah, Lyle was so underplayed card. Is really good and underplayed. I should have thought about this, but I did not know this deck. I don't know. Is there a Lyle in this deck? Or you know. Um, so I got caught off guard by this card very much. No, Ursula is Prince John. Is Prince John. They played with Prince John. Yeah. Also, this is the same deck as. Also, it has the same lines than Green Steel. On the play, Murfolk into Flynn into Prince John is nearly 1, And Pongo was also really annoying because it's infinite value. And you can't raise them too much because they are fast as well. And then Pongo got much value for them. And yeah, it's really much annoying cards here. It's just an annoyer deck, and like I said, it's just you don't know what comes next turn. And of course, you get much worse if you don't know what comes next turn. That's obvious, no? But when we play against Red Purple, we all know. Okay, next turn Medusa, and then be prepared, and yeah. So let's go back here. So I was really happy with my overall win rates. I won 3 out of 4 Ember Steals. So everyone says Ember Steel is. Hey, hi, Attack for 2. Did you not rename it into Quest for 2? I think I saw that. So you can say we have a bad matchup against Ember Steel, but it's not unwinnable. Of course not. When you see that, I won 3 out of 4. But I played 2 against my friend Pavel, and I won 1 and I lost 1. He's a really good Ember Steel player, but the other were maybe not that good. But even then, I when I win, it's good, Ah, okay, nice. And Ruby Amethyst could be better, but 3 losses. One was against Moyen and 1 was against King Louis, and the other was against one Karlsruhe, one of us, and 1 was an intentional draw, and the rest I won. I would be happy if this would be higher. Ruby Sapphire, I won all. Mirror Match, I won. Sapphire Steel, I won. Amethyst Steel was against Nomlix, 1, which I lost. And the other was against Hendrik as well, who played Acro Amethyst Steel. That was also really close. Yeah, then there's one Pirate deck. Mufasa, Hyper Acro. Yeah, so I think Yeah, sample size is low. Yeah, that's true. Of course, sample size is low. I just wanted to rewatch it, how how it was, and I also wanted to. It's not. You cannot over. How can you say that? You cannot take this for the little, of course. But if you would ask me, or I think you can also. I would be happy to see to hear your opinions. What will be played in Lil the most? I think the most people say that Ruby Amethyst and Ruby Sapphire will be the most played decks. Um, but Ruby Sapphire, that's really. If I play against Moyen or Savis or someone, it's a tough game. It's not an auto win. Of course not. Really, really, really. They can ramp up so fast, and if they got turn 4 Medusa or something, um, yeah, that's true. Um, so I think Ruby Sapphire. I have to be honest. Uh, Ruby Sapphire, to be honest, is a crazy good deck right now. I think it's a really really good deck because it gets more defined every week. Most people are cutting now the Gastors and something. Uh, uh, they are so good, but and for me, if I'm not in love with my Emerald Amethyst, I can't play something else. I get, I don't know, depression if I don't play this. I would think I would go with Ruby Sapphire because I don't think, I don't know why you should play Ruby Amethyst over Ruby Sapphire right now. But maybe that's a tough. But maybe that's a tight. Um, how can I say that? Was heißt Aussage? Statement. That's a tight. That's a crazy. That's a tough statement if I say that. But Ruby Sapphire has a better matchup spread, maybe. But yeah, I don't want to say that. Ruby Amethyst is a really good deck. But if I look at the matchups, then you could make arguments for Ruby Sapphire. But I understand also if you play Ruby Amethyst, to be honest. You could say Ruby Amethyst is a little bit more consistent, but because Ruby Sapphire has some key cards they need, without them they just brick. And Ruby Amethyst has no really key cards, maybe Rabbit or something, but not that. Ruby Sapphire without Hiram is not playable most of the time. So Ruby Amethyst is more consistent. Yeah, but the rest was really cool, was fun. And yeah, it's better against aggro, of course, yeah. And it can be really aggressive as well. What I would like about Ruby Amethyst in playing Ruby Amethyst is that I can also, in the meanwhile, you can also have some fast games. If you double mini your uh, um, double mini in a mirror match, the games do not last very long. Tiemo, thanks for the sub. Really, thank you so much. Nimm mein Geld. Ja, gerne, ich nehm's gerne. But Ruby Sapphire, who wrote that? Marble Mentors. It does not die to green. Really, I'm really confident when I say that if someone like Savis or Moyen plays against Emerald Amethyst or Green Steel, if the players are not super great and make everything right, they win. Really, the deck is so good and they are so good, they win. Um, I have so tight games against them all the time, and I always think, well, against Ruby Sapphire should be a really good matchup, but it's tight. I'm not happy if I paired against them. So I don't think it's super fragile to green. Akro, if this deck would have Atom 6, thanks for your follow. If this would have a place in the meta, Amber Amethyst, I think this is nearly unwinnable for Ruby Sapphire, but it's not existent because of too much steal. Oh, the problem is I lost against one green steel as well. But depending green steel, it really matters which version of the green steel, because against the Bucky version, you have a really hard time. You have a really hard time, and I think we are really unfavored. So when you look at this, I have 60% win. It's not a big sample size, but the two losses were against Bucky, Green Steel, and the 3 wins. No, I won one against Bucky this card, but you should not expect that. And Bucky is just, yeah. If they hit Bucky on turn 2. Lucas, did you play against a good Bucky discard player? I don't think so, because then you wouldn't say that. Yeah. So, but the I hope so. I hope so, because the normal Emerald Steel, also the normal, I say this new discard thing with Ursula and shit. This is really good for us, I think. There's also the 2-drop Ursula is really important for us. Kit is really important. Okay. I understand. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, but you are playing. You don't play Ruby Sapphire. You're playing Ruby Amethyst. Ruby Amethyst has no problem against Amber Amethyst, I think. But Ruby Sapphire has. Noch leiser, Entschuldigung. So that was my tournament, yes. My tournaments. And that was cool.